Guys, one of my favorite games of this generation just got an update that makes it even more phenomenal. Ghost of Tsushima has a new DLC. It's called Ghost of Tsushima Legends. It's more of a departure of periodical and more mythical. That means there's more supernatural stuff to fight, like demons and oni and spirits of the dead. And it's a co-op update where you and another player can go through 9 story missions and do various objectives and clear areas, and it's really fun. Um, Working as a pair. And then, of course, you also have survival, which is a 4 player co op mode where you gotta take over 3 different locations of a map, secure it, and defend it for 15 rounds straight. Every 5 rounds, there's like a boss wave where you just it's not really boss, it's just like a bunch of enemies and some enemy mods that make it a little bit more challenging. I usually do mini reviews whenever I either can't beat it or in the process, but I have to grind a bit, or like if there's a feature that isn't released yet. In this case, it's the latter. There's a raid mode in this game that I haven't been able to access yet, and I'm not sure when it will be unlocking, but hopefully it'll be pretty soon, and maybe they're giving us time to kind of like level up all our characters to, level 100 gear and max out all our classes to, you know, whatever. Um, so that, by the time it does come out, we'll be able to dig in that game mode, and I'm looking forward to it. But yeah, in Legends there are 4 different classes. Now, the only thing that I really don't like about Legends is that you can only start out with one class at a time, and then you have to kind of like rank up that class a bit to unlock another class, and so on and so forth. There's 4 total. There is a samurai, which is basically uh, your melee build, and then you have um, a hunter, which specializes in ranged attacks like the bow, and you got the assassin, which is the stealth guy, and then you have the ronin, which is the healer. Each one of these classes has their own unique ultimate ability that comes in really handy, and I chose the hunter, and I'm still working on the hunter, replaying uh, the story missions on harder difficulties so that I can get my loot up, because when you hit a certain loot level, if you keep playing replaying the same missions that are under your level, you're not going to get better loot. So you kind of got to like play through everything like 3 times. That's probably another reason why I'm only doing a mini review, just because I've already done a little bit of everything the game has to offer so far. You get these loot from doing these story missions and survival missions that are difficulty scaled based on your um, current loot level. This is separate from the experience that you gain with each 4 class. Uh, each class has their own rank that you just level up by playing with them, but they can all share the same loot. So I could transfer over to like a level 1 samurai, but his loot doesn't have to be level 1. You could just borrow the same, loot and gear that you unlocked with your other character. So that's cool. And this game also has a really interesting kind of roll the dice mechanic, where if you don't like uh, a current status effect for whatever gear you have, like a sword or a bow, and you want a different status effect, you can use a resource that you get from a reward uh, that you get from story or survival, and use that resource to kind of re-roll the possibility that you'll get a status effect that you want different. That's really cool. I like that. And each gear and weapon and other gadget has, multiple different possible status effects. And yeah, I like that a lot. And there's also, different there's also upgrades for, the classes. They all have their own upgrades, and that's really cool as well. You do kind of have to share them across all classes. Your resources aren't exclusive to your class, so you gotta choose carefully. If you're playing like multiple classes at the same time, which I'm not. I'm still ranking my hunter up to level 20, and then I'll move on to samurai, and then assassin, and then finally ronin. That's my personal plan. That's my personal preference. Um, but yeah. And during survival missions, you can buy certain perks that will kind of like affect your whole team. Like if I want to, like one party can have a health regen, and when all team members are close to dying, you can activate that, and it'll gradually increase all four players' health. There's also, summoning spirit animals. Engulfing your weapons with fire and just destroying everyone with fire. It's so fun. It has been years since I played a co-op game that was this fun. I think the last time a free co-op update that gave me this much fun and enjoyment, maybe even more so, is the Red Dead Redemption 1 co-op pack that came out like 10 years ago. Um, this is hands down the most enjoyment I've had with a co-op game this generation. It just made Ghost of Tsushima even more higher on my list of just like games I love playing the most. There's a lot of replay value here, and it's free. The fuck? There's so much here for free. You got 9 story missions that you can replay multiple times. You got 4 survival maps that you can replay multiple times, and there's gonna be a raid pretty soon. So yeah, for those of you guys who loved Ghost of Tsushima, definitely reinstall it if you haven't already and check it out. It's I it's so good. I'm trying to think of what else to say about it um, that I haven't already really covered. Yeah, you know, I wanted to do a full review. I was actually prepared to do a full review, but then I found out, shit, man, the raid mode isn't up yet. Crap! So I guess for now, a mini review will have to do. Maybe I'll show like a let's play of a raid or something. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, guys, I highly recommend. First of all, if you guys don't have Ghost of Tsushima, get Ghost of Tsushima. Especially if you have PlayStation Plus. Play through the game. It's a phenomenal open world single player game. And then, well, you don't even have to do that first. You can just jump straight through Legends. Legends story mode is completely separate from the single player story. You don't need to, there's no spoilers or anything. It's all self-contained. It is a fantastic co-op free update. Like if I could give a final score on it, not final score, but for all I know, the rate could be crap. But as it stands right now, my rating would probably be like a 9, same as the single player game, just because I didn't like the fact that like it kind of like restricted you to one class at a time, and then two, and then three. I probably would have preferred it honestly if you could just play with all four of them at the very start. I really had to be like, oh shit, I can only choose one, and it took me quite a few minutes to like finally make a choice, and I chose Hunter, and yeah, I don't know, maybe I should have chose Samurai, but yeah, I'm having so much fun with it. I will be playing this game for weeks on end. Get Ghost of Tsushima if you haven't already, and then just go nuts. I'm having so much fun with it. Yeah, There's also emotes too, so you can like bow down, bow, respect the other players. Yeah.
The gamer gods.